Okay. Starting in 1 minute. So has everybody got some kind of beverage in a glass for our loyal toast? A glass, a mug, a bottle will do.
Claire, thank you so much for doing the online SAA role. I am standing in Sergeant at Arms. I've welcomed everybody in person. This is Toasted's second hybrid meeting for the year. I believe we're getting better and better. What does everybody think? Yes, absolutely. Yeah? Is the sound better? Can I get a sound check? Yes, the microphone works good. Everybody happy? For those in the room, the bathroom is just over there. I would invite you to turn off your cell phones or put it on silent. We are in front of the screen so often, because for our online members, you are on the screen, but just leave your phone, just enjoy the moment, just enjoy everybody coming together and sharing. For those of you online, you know where your bathroom is, and we'll have a 10-minute break after our first speech. Let's have a round of applause. And yeah, there you can give spirit hands, or you can give reactions to our President, Gabrielle.
Thank you for a lovely introduction. Welcome, dear guests in this room. It's fantastic that we always can come together now like that. And very welcome to all of you on screen. And again, Claire, you're wonderful. And we have been, thank you for introducing each other to each other. And nevertheless, I will come back to some of the guests because I have not seen everybody, but we come to that later. So this evening we have, This evening as a club success, I would like to mention first John Lynch, who is not with us tonight, but he managed to pass level 2 and he's free to fly now into contests and into mentorship and many other good things. Then I would like to come next to our guests. We are going fast through the program already. I see the first one I do know is Sean and Sean Smith. And so normally, hello Sean, you can unmute yourself. Normally we ask, how did you find us? I do know how you did, but what made you come this evening? What do you expect? What brought you to us?
Thank you for the welcome. So I actually found Gabrielle, and she told me that she was part of a Toastmasters club in Cape Town. I've been wanting to join Toastmasters for years. I do a lot of talking in the company that I have. I work with the Enneagram, so we train people on the Enneagram model. But before this, I used to work in a company where I spoke a lot, and I feel I've lost that skill. And so I wanted to refine it and really just improve how I communicate and what I say. So I'm passionate about getting my message out there, and I want to do that better. So I'm happy to be here.
Thank you, and you're at the right place, that's for sure. So welcome. And I see that we have guests from America. I just saw some faces there, but not really followed what's happening. And I'm so excited. We are also excited that we have guests from further than our own country. So the first one I would like to talk is Ed. Ed Zinkjes. Oh, please tell me your name, Ed, and unmute yourself.
My name is Ed Zinkowitz. I'm from Nashville, Tennessee. It's sort of geographic center of the United States, as the planes go around anyway. I'm with Harpeth View Toastmasters. I've been in Toastmasters for 9 years or so. I enjoy it thoroughly, have grown much, and appreciate the invite from Claire to come and actually to visit.
Wonderful.
Thanks for having me.
So welcome. And here, Claire, another brownie point for you, having invited guests from far and wide. And then the next one would be, I saw a lady, yeah, here, Suzette Kada. You are in America as well? Oh, I love your headgear. So hello, welcome, and tell us, did you come through Claire as well, or how did you find us?
I was not referred here. Thank you for the greeting, Madam President. I am currently a member of 2 clubs in the US. I come to you representing Jersey Toastmasters today. It's in New Jersey. And I'm looking for other clubs to join. Why not somewhere else in the world? And I'm looking forward to learning what you have to offer today. Thank you.
Thank you. That's wonderful. I think we, in general, we all are not courageous enough to visit clubs all over the world. And when our now world champion, Verity Price, traveled the world to give her speeches, it was a moment where we all could travel a little bit. And I traveled with her and I found it so exciting to meet other clubs, but then it all collapsed again. So thank you for being a leader and showing us how to jump around the globe. Very welcome. And then we have Joyce.
Thank you very
Joyce.
much. Yes,
Welcome.
thank you very much, Madam President, and hi everyone. I am from Kwanzaa Kenya Toastmasters Club. So that's the first club which was chartered in Kenya. We are 40 years old today, not today, sorry, this year. And I have been a member of Toastmasters for 14 years. I visited Toasted in 2020 when you had a special meeting where it was about table topics, and I was very impressed about the high standards of the club. And so recently when Verity won the World Championship and I was able to make the connection, I said, this is a club that I'd love to visit again, and especially since I'm competing in the international speech contest this year and I have got to division level and I will be representing our division. So I said, I would love to again visit Toasted and several other clubs around the world. So I am delighted to be with you this evening.
Oh, that is Joyce, this is fantastic to hear that.
Thank you.
And it makes it even more exciting for us to be on Zoom when you are speaking, when you give your next speech. So wonderful, wonderful. Be so welcome. Then we have Director, Area 51. That is America as well, Jersey Toastmasters. And may I have your name, please? You're a beautiful woman. So that is the first thing I can say. But what is it about your name? What is your name, please?
My name is Lake. Thank you, Madam President.
Wait.
Lake, yes.
Lake,
And
the name is Lake. I thought it is, the Area 51 is a lake area. So, okay, good.
no, just Area 51. Area 51 and
your
District 83. We are the New Jersey part of New York district, and that's where Area 51 is. And I am a part of Jersey Toastmasters Club. I am also a member with Suzette, and I am here. We are touring the world, and we look forward to having a great meeting today.
Thank you. So welcome. And I hope we can fulfill your ideas about this club. Last but not least, we have got another lovely lady. I don't see any name there. Say again. Melanie. Okay, Melanie, can you please unmute yourself? Be very welcome and tell us how you found us.
Hi, everyone. I'm a Toastmaster in 2 clubs in Sydney, Australia, and I found you because I heard Verity is a member of your club, and I thought I'd like to see what's special about your club, and I'm glad I finally got to visit today. So really looking forward to today's visit. Thank you very much.
Oh, thanks, Melanie. Wonderful. And one more we have got. Thank you, Nick. Juliet. Where do I see Juliet? Oh, camera's not working. Okay, Juliet, can you hear us and can you unmute yourself and say just hello and where you are from?
Hi, I'm Juliet and I'm from Cape Town, South Africa. And I've been invited by a really close friend of mine, Jenith, who is a member of the club. And I'm just here trying to find out what's exciting about it and really looking forward to finding out more about this org. So yeah.
Oh, thank you. you know, it almost puts a little bit of pressure on all of us, you know, because we have so many guests tonight, and some of the people who were meant to come last minute couldn't come. And so we said Toastmasters always is alive, and we just juggle a little bit through things, and then all of a sudden we are here so international. Now we have in the room some guests as well, and I would like to introduce to all of you Joseph. He is a friend and companion, study companion of Daniel, who is our Toastmaster tonight. So may I introduce to you Joseph, and you introduce yourself.
Hello, everyone. My name is Joseph Chigozi, and I'm a Ugandan, but currently working with EMI South Africa. That's Engineering Ministries International. I am doing architecture with them.
Thank you so much. Welcome. Nicholas. Good. Our first, our biggest predicate, what is predicate in English? Acclaim tonight is our internationality. I don't know what this word in English is, but the biggest acclaim tonight is our internationality. Talking about being international, I would like to speak as its custom as Toastmaster, a toast. Please take a glass, raise it with me. You can unmute yourself, and we speak a toast to South Africa and all her people. To South Africa and all her people.
All her people.
And all her people.
And the situation we have in the moment in the world, I would like to say to the world, all blessings which are possible.
To the world, all blessings.
Oh, we always change a little bit while we're going. And now I would hand over to our first time Toastmaster. Is a new member of our prestige club, that is Daniel. And he volunteered to take the role as a Toastmaster. And we would like to welcome him with a hearty round of applause and wish him all the best for tonight.
Thank you so much. I'm very excited. Yes, so as Gabrielle mentioned, this is my first time kind of directing, emceeing the meeting, but it's going to be great because I've got great people around me. So yes, I wanted to just take a moment and talk about habits. Creating great habits is the theme of the meeting tonight. And I've been really blessed to have been thinking about habits for a long time. It's something that's interesting to me and that I dove into learning about. And I wanted to ask you guys a series of questions. And, you know, I probably buried the lead by telling you guys the answers when I spoke about habits. But what separates the star performing athlete from an average athlete? Or what separates the best business person from the average business person? What separates a great speaker from a speaker who's struggling? What separates a great parent or great parents from parents who are struggling with their children? What separates a great person who has a successful life from someone who's not able to figure it out? And eventually, what separates a successful life from an average life? And the answer is the habits that we choose day in and day out. Greatness isn't made in one moment where we step up and we do something amazing. Greatness is made every single day when we choose to wake up early or exercise or one of the many, many other great habits. But it's not just doing it once, it's doing it consistently over and over again. So as we go throughout this meeting, I would love for everyone to just keep in mind the habits that you're doing, the great habit of attending Toastmasters. That's a good one. And then I would like to pass it to Nick to introduce our new members or to induct our new members.
One moment, I'm just busy sharing my screen. Hi again. I have the privilege of inducting 4 members
if Live could just press next for me, or the arrow. Yes. There you are. Julia is online, and she has actually done her first role, but not her icebreaker yet. We also have Live, who's in-house. We have Neil, and we have Imi or Imran. Brigitte couldn't make it. We'll induct her at the next meeting. Just press next. So can our members please join me here next to me, Neil and Live? And could you please read what's on the screen? As a member of Toastmasters International and Toastmasters, you promise to
read that as well.
Yes.
Okay. As a member of Toastmasters. Did you read it together?
Yeah, read together.
As a member of Toastmasters International and Toastmasters, I promise to attend club meetings regularly, to prepare for all my projects to the best of my ability, basing in on the Toastmasters education program, to prepare for and fulfill meeting assignments, to provide fellow members with helpful, constructive evaluations, to help the club maintain the positive, friendly environment necessary for all members to learn and grow. To willingly serve my club as an officer when called upon to do so. To treat my fellow club members and our guests with respect and courtesy. To bring guests to club meetings so they can see the benefits Toastmasters membership offers. To adhere to the guidelines and rules for all Toastmasters education and recognition programs. And act within the Toastmasters core values of integrity, respect, service, and excellence during the conduct of all Toastmasters activities.
Sure, thank you so much. You can sit down again. Imran, I didn't hear you in the background, but I'm sure that online you are also screaming that promise to be a Toastmasters club member in the background. And to everyone in the room, if you could please unmute yourselves, and will you, as members of Toastmasters, pledge to support our new members in their quest for self-development, provide them with positive, helpful evaluations, to maintain a friendly, supportive atmosphere, give them opportunities, and to help others to make their Toastmasters membership rewarding and fulfilling experience. May you please all unmute yourselves and say, I will.
I will.
I will.
Thank you. Let's give them a big round of applause. I'll hand back to Daniel.
Wonderful. Welcome, new members. I'm very excited that there's new people in the club. I'm not the new guy anymore. So I just wanted to, leading with an I wanted to introduce our Hunter for the night, Paul. And would you please explain your role for the night? Welcome, Paul.
Good evening, Toastmaster. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. Tonight I got an important role. It's to see and to count how many ums are in the filler words. Now, why is it important? Because it will help you to improve. I'm not a police officer. If I count, and I count very well as an engineer, I can tell you I've got already about 15 or 20 so far. It's just to improve you, and it's not about penalizing you, but I want you to grow, like we are growing all. Thank you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Paul. I'm sure I'll be keeping you busy tonight. Next up, we have our grammarian, Libby. You are online, but you're just as welcome.
Good evening, Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters and guests. As grammarian, it is my responsibility to pay close attention to all speakers, listening carefully to their language usage. I will take note of any improper language, as well as any outstanding words, quotes, sayings, or thoughts. As grammarian, it is also my duty to introduce the word of the day. Today, I have chosen the word tour de force, a French word that we do use in the English language that means turn of strength. Tour de force is a feat requiring unusual strength, skill, and ingenuity. My example of this word tour de force today is Verity Price always makes a unique contribution to Toasted, and winning the world championship last year was certainly a tour de force. Thank you very much. I will give the grammarian's report when called upon during the meeting, and also report on the usage of the word of the day. Thank you, Madam Toastmaster, Mr. Toastmaster.
Yes, if you were holding any other position, I would have let that go. But as the grammarian, you have to be articulate with your word choice, and I am not Madam Toastmaster, despite my crazy curly long hair. Thank you so much for that. It would be a tour de force to use the word tour de force, which I'm sure I'm butchering in my American accent for anyone throughout the meeting. Next, we will have Claire as our timekeeper. If you could jump online or jump on the camera and describe your role.
Good evening, Mr. President and fellow Toastmasters online and in person. I am the timekeeper, a really important role in Toastmasters. I will be timing the table topic speakers, the formal speeches, and the evaluations. I will also alert each speaker to the time they have left using green, yellow, and red cards. So I've got a video that will automatically time it and change the screen accordingly. So with the table topic speeches, for instance, the time limit is 2 minutes. So at 1 minute, the green screen will come on. At 1 minute, 30 seconds, it will be the yellow screen. And at 2 minutes, it will be the red screen, in which time you have time to wrap up really quickly. Then the icebreaker speeches, those would be 4 to 6 minutes. Again, 4 minutes green, 5 minutes yellow, 6 minutes red. For the other normal length speeches, which is 5 to 7 minutes, green at 5 minutes, yellow at 6 minutes, and red at 7 minutes. And then the evaluations will be 2 to 3 minutes with the green screen coming on at 2 minutes. 2 minutes, 30 seconds, it will be the yellow screen, and at 3 minutes, it will be the red screen. Thank you very much, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, Claire. And now to the crux of what is Toastmasters, these speeches. And we're going to be having Jenith giving a speech, and we'll be evaluated by Shireen. Shireen, if you could please come up here and introduce Jenith and her speech.
Good evening to our President, Madam President for this evening, and to our Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and all of our guests. My name is Shireen Onia, and I have the tour de force of evaluating Jenith for this evening. Jenith Vasquez is on level 1, and she is doing effective coaching. This evening, it is project 3, research and presenting. So my role this evening is to evaluate Jenith. It's an absolutely honorary role because I have the ability to provide feedback for Jenith, to provide her with tips in terms of future speeches, and also provide her with encouragement. Wishing you all of the best. Over to you, Jenith.
Can you please show my slides? Okay, thank you. Thank you, Nick. Working as a professional, I was defensive in some ways that affected my relationship with my colleagues. I was new to the company and some employees would bully me. Because of the defense mechanism nurtured in me as a child, I became leery to strangers, even with my office mates. I tend to become reactive and unfriendly. I grew up to be a person who vehemently fights back when I am humiliated or bullied. And my colleagues would ask me, Janet, did you already finish the report I asked for? I replied, I have other priorities. If you can't wait, why don't you do it yourself? Janet, please provide me the data for this report. I need it now. My boss needs my report as well. Who do you think I should prioritize, you or him? With such an attitude, I was unlikable. Looking back, I wouldn't even like myself. Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, guests, good evening. Today, I want to share with you the 3 factors that shape our behavior and how we can transform into the person we want to become. They are like an iceberg. The conscious mind, number 1 is the conscious mind or thinking mind. This is the 10% of who we are. The conscious mind or the conditioned mind is the 90% of who we are. The third is the body or the instrument of the mind. Next slide, please. My thoughts and understanding of this important subject were shaped by these men. Bob Proctor was a Canadian self-help author, lecturer. He was best known for his New Times best-selling book, You Were Born Rich. And Dr. Miles Monroe is a Bohemian evangelist, author and speaker, and leadership consultant. Next. Let us consider first the conscious mind. The conscious mind is endowed with intellectual factors, reasons, perception, willpower, imagination, memory. Next slide, please. The conscious mind is the receiver of the external world, this part of you that thinks, reasons, and governs free will. The conscious mind can accept or reject any ideas. It feeds the subconscious mind for everything you see, hear, smell, taste, and touch. And it will be stored or downloaded into your subconscious mind. Next slide, please. The second, the subconscious mind. This is the power center among the 3. The subconscious mind is any thought you consciously choose to impress upon the subconscious over and over becomes fixed in this part of your personality, like beliefs, creativity, emotions and feelings, habits and addictions, relationship patterns, values, and spiritual connections. Next slide, please. The subconscious mind functions instinctively and cannot judge good or bad ideas. Fixed ideas will continue to express themselves without any conscious assistance until they are replaced. Fixed ideas are more commonly referred as habits. Whoever or whatever controls your subconscious mind controls your life. Finally, the body. The body is the physical presence of you. It is the instrument of the mind or the house you live in. It carries out any instruction that comes from the mind. Next slide, please. For example, the eye see a cone of ice cream. The conscious mind thinks, oh, that's so delicious. Then the subconscious mind decides, I want to eat it. The tongue tasted it. So yummy. Then the conscious mind decided to eat it again and again. That information is now stored in the subconscious mind without even consciously thinking about it. You are craving from it. It is now a habit. And then the body gained weight. The conscious mind said, I don't want to eat any more ice cream. I'm getting fat. But the conscious mind said, I'm craving an ice cream. I want my ice cream now. I promise I will start my diet tomorrow. Paul said, I don't understand myself, for I wanted to do what is right, but I don't do it. Instead, I do what I hated. Can you relate to that? If that is what we are, how can we change it? Next slide, please. Here are the 3 steps to reprogram the subconscious mind. Number 1, surround yourself with a positive environment. Every Friday night, my office mates and I would go out to the bar enjoying the wine, the loud music, and dancing. It was so fun to do with them, but I realized that going out to a bar and drinking will not do any good for me. I stopped going out with them. Instead, every Friday, I would go to a Christian club, fellowshipping with like-minded persons on improving our character, values, and self-worth. Number 2, changing the habit. I was addicted to watching TV series. I watched them until early morning, getting no sleep. I even dozed off at work. So challenging going out to work. I finally told myself, this is not good, not beneficial, and not profitable. I choose not to turn my TV on for life. Instead of watching TV, I use my time differently. I choose to develop new habits like reading books, reading Bible, improving myself, creating an interactive monitoring database at work to have an efficient and effective reporting, develop good relationship with my colleagues. Number 3, disciplining yourself. Disciplining oneself is not easy. Without determination to reach my goal, I would have given up easily. I wake up in the morning, it's so good to lay down on bed for a while, but I am reminding myself to start a productive day, or else this will lead to undesirable habits again. Training and learning is a lifelong process. I still keep learning myself, developing good habits, and removing harmful beliefs and habits. Until now, I'm still a work in progress, but I believe a small step in the right direction can turn out into the biggest step of my life. How about you? What new habit would you want yourself to build to become a better you? Remember, whatever you think, read, watch, listen, and do repeatedly will be downloaded into your subconscious mind and become who you are. As a man thinketh in his heart, or subconscious mind, so is he. Madam Toastmaster.
Oh, that was wonderful. And as a man, I am now thinking about ice cream, honestly. But no, that was a great speech. And I would love to ask for our timekeeper's report now. Did she make it?
Yes, indeed, she did it within time, and the time was 7:05, if I'm not mistaken.
Wonderful. So now we have come, we're going to momentarily have a 10-minute break. And as we have that break, just think back about the speech that you just heard. Think about what habits that you are putting in your lives. Habits are so important. And it is those little decisions of whether you stay up all night watching Netflix or whether you get a good night's sleep, repeated over and over and over, that in the end will define who you are. We will be back at 17 minutes past 7.
Deep information, but because of the limited time, so I have added some information on my slides so that you can still read them.
Yeah. No, it was brilliant. Well done. And it's a topic near and dear to my heart, as you know. It's the work I do.
Thank you, Claire, for being our host online. It is 17 minutes past, and we are ready to commence our second half of the meeting. Mr. Toastmaster, please take the floor.
Thank you so much, Nick. In the second half of the meeting, we're going to do 2 new things. One is going to be the evaluation, and then my personal favorite part, which is the impromptu speaking. So if you're new here, you're a guest, you should definitely take this opportunity to jump in, start building the habit of being bold. And for right now, we're going to be doing the evaluations. And so Shireen, come up and do your evaluation. We're excited to hear this.
Thank you. Do you mind just popping the timer on for me if you don't mind? There we go. Perfect. Thank you very much.
Sorry, is it possible for online members to see the members in the room? The online, yeah, sure. Sorry, Mayor.
Certainly. Don't start the time yet, Claire.
Yeah, that's why I'm just stopping it.
Why not?
Because then we can't see the speaker, but you can't see the speaker.
But the speaker's here.
No.
But they
Okay, so they need to see the speaker. Yeah, okay. Okay, good. All right again?
Perfect. Thank you, Claire. Once again, good evening to our Madam Chairperson, as well as to our Toastmaster for the evening and fellow Toastmasters. This evening is about Jeneth. Jeneth, thank you so much for your speech this evening. I absolutely enjoyed it. And before I go into the evaluation, I want to thank you for two things. The first thing that I want to thank you for is that you were the tour de force, because you were the only speaker for this evening. And the second thing that I want to thank you for is giving me the opportunity to evaluate this evening, particularly focusing on my listening skills, my focus, as well as being able to give you positive feedback for your evaluation this evening. Your speech, how a man thinketh, or a woman thinketh. Thank you for taking us on the story and the journey of your childhood. I felt that I was there with you as you were taking those steps, as you were telling us about your childhood and how you grew up and how people came to you, but also you made me feel that you were with me when you were being bullied as a child. Thank you for also explaining to us how this topic of your speech came about in terms of how you thinketh, because you reflected on the person that you were, and you mentioned, when I reflect back on the person that I was, not even I would want to be that person. So thank you for bringing us on that journey. Your speech this evening had some really great elements to it, Jennifer. I loved the way that you used the 3 numbers, and you said, I'm going to speak to you about 3 different things this evening. There was 1, 2, and 3. And as you went through your speech, you numbered them and you continued with the information. And we knew how the speech was progressing. So thank you for doing that. The moment you lost your words, you paused at one particular moment. And that is a really, really great element for you to be able to have as a speaker. I love that the way that you used the screen. You came in, you used your fingers, and you kept us engaged and also kept us alert in terms of your speech. The tone of your voice, when you spoke about the apples and you spoke about the ice creams, you were like, it was delicious. And you told us, and we felt it, that it was so delicious and it was so amazing. So you made us feel like we were there with you. Well done on that. You again used your tone at the end of your speech where you became a little bit more serious, where you told us about the steps that you need to take in order to perform those habits and so on and so forth. So well done. A few tips from me in terms of future and how you can improve your speech. Slow down. At one stage, I felt like I was in a race because I couldn't keep up. And in fact, I came to sit closer to the screen because I wanted to focus all on you. So slow down. If you can, make sure that you navigate your slides yourself, because it makes it easier as you know your speech, and you're also able to then pause when you need to and do what you need to. PowerPoint, try not to have too much information on the PowerPoint because it loses us in the audience. So have fewer words, but use your words to be able to explain where you are. All in all, a really, really great speech. Keep using your screen, keep using your hands and your tone of voice, and continue to pause when you need a moment to think. But Jennifer, absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much.
That was a phenomenal evaluation. I feel like I was learning along with Jennifer. And now could we have the Timekeeper's report?
Thank you, Mr. President. Shireen's evaluation of Jennifer's presentation was 3 minutes, 26 seconds.
Great job at keeping it in the time. And for our next thing, we are going to be going to our table topics master and Madam President. Who's taking pictures of the board?
Okay. Yeah, got the honor and the joy to play with you a little bit. And about habits. So what I've made is a couple of cards, and you just choose any, you pull it out. And those of you who are on screen, online, you just let us do it for you. I would always like to invite heartily all our guests. And as we know, there are some experienced Toastmasters internationally between us. Please don't be shy, come forward. We really want to have fun. Who is the first one who dares to put his hand up? I don't have a computer. I cannot see who would, put it on in the chat box. So there, Nick would have to help me. So who is the first one who would like to take part in the room or on screen? Wow, yay. Neil, okay, welcome. So Neil, let me put those little cards out and then you can read them loud and that gives you some time as well to reflect what to say.
I've got 2 minutes as well.
You got 3 minutes, huh?
3 minutes, right?
10 topics, you got 3 minutes. 1 to 2.
1 to 2 minutes.
Goodness gracious. Okay, patience is the key. Patience is the ability to maintain a positive outlook while working hard in what you believe in. What habit could you create to be more patient? Great, I'm going to start now. So this one is quite a specific one for me. Today, I've been doing interviews at the moment, and a big thing for me has been thinking about my strengths and my weaknesses, or as we like to think about them nowadays, growth points. And for me, certainly, patience is a growth point. So when I think about things that one can do to be more patient, there are obvious things. For example, meditation is one of them. Another one of them is doing something like yoga. Surfing for me is an excellent example of something to try to be more patient, although I tend to find that it's quite a tour de force to not fight with myself when I'm on the board, and you know, I just want to be on the waves and not waiting by the back line. The best way to develop patience, though, is to be cognizant of the way that one is feeling and to be aware of those moments when one is not feeling patient. Another great way to cultivate patience is by just being slower. I can think of one time in particular where I was cutting vegetables and something had happened that I was just very slow that day, and it was amazing to be forced to be very focused and patient in what I was doing, and how calm I felt and how patient I felt when I forced myself to be patient. So just practice that habit, practice being patient. Imagine that you are being patient and you will find that you are patient. Thank you.
Yeah. I just learned something. I have to read it to you. And Neil, I sometimes, you know, when one does table topics, one always hopes to find the right themes and so on. But I was so happy that you said what you said. It's synchronicity. Yeah. And I think synchronicity is something so important in life that we recognize it. And then it goes, yoo-hoo! Okay, who is next? Nick, you check for me on the internet? No hands. Joseph, hey. You are my man. Okay. You choose one and I read it loud to you, and then you can have it in your hand and read it again. Okay. Okay. Good. Here we go. Is or was there any habit, called as well tradition perhaps, in your family which your family pursued? What habit or tradition was it? And why is it still important to you? Or what made you stop it? Let me read again. Is or was there any habit in your family pursued? What habit was it? Why is it still important to you? Or what made you stop it? So you can choose any of those, but here is.
Do I need to read it out?
I know you just for yourself, you know, that you digest it well.
Okay, habits. So one habit that I can single out in this regard is the habit of engaging in prayer every morning. So it started off as an activity of all of us going to church for the morning mass at 7 a.m. However, as our schedules became different, we had to work out a way of incorporating this mass into our daily routines. But in the process, not all of us could keep it up. So many of us started breaking down that list the main aspects that one would get from engaging in that kind of prayer in the morning. So some would manage to go to church and attend the full mass. Some would not keep up the pace. Some would attend, say, the afternoon mass, and some would have it in the evening. But the main point was to reflect on either the rest of your day, if you're having it in the morning, or midway during lunchtime, to reflect on how much you've done and what you're yet to do, or at the end of the day, what you've done and what you will do the following day. As you reflect on that, you thank God for all the opportunities that you're either yet to get, about to get, or the opportunities you've received during the day. And then for those that you haven't managed to make the most of, you hand them over to the Lord. So that whole habit of engaging in a daily prayer is one that I acquired as one that was nurtured, that I was nurtured into by family, and I am not stopping it to this date.
Thank you. I think we can all agree that prayer is a tour de force worldwide.
Yeah.
Somebody said meditation is a form of prayer. Prayer is when you speak to God, and meditation is when God speaks to you. So we are starting very strong here with our table topics. May I have another hand? Come, online friends. Ah, yeah. You are so lucky because they are just wrangling here to come to the front. Please, online friends, take a deep breath and next time lift your hand when the next round comes. Okay, so now here we are. That would be Paul. Sure, ah, yeah, lovely. Yeah, please come. And
Yeah, of course, yes, yes.
Okay.
Well,
can I go ahead? Good. We go to the next round. Love is the hardest habit. Love is the hardest habit to break and the most difficult to satisfy. Drew Barrymore. Love is the hardest habit to break and the most difficult to satisfy. Wow. It's the right one for you.
Well, let me keep a witness here. I think love is what's in you. You have to love yourself first, because otherwise you can't love somebody else. Now, some of them know I'm married. My wife, I only see her from time to time, but I love her very deeply and I look after her. If I don't look after her, somebody else will look after her. I'm really sure about that because she's exceptional. But I think love in French, they say un tour de force, for the right accent, tour de force. But I think love in French, we say it's a verb and not an adverb. It means that love is something you have to work on because it's a sentiment, and a sentiment can disappear after a while. You have a beautiful flower and you put it in the water, and after a while, it might be gone. But if you have it into your heart, if you transpire, if you expose yourself, because love is also being exposed, to have a slap in your face from time to time, from your wife to put you back into positions, from your children who say, listen, father, you're the best father, we all agree on that. And I think what's important is be yourself, be the person that you want to be exceptionally, and don't be average. And that's where love comes from. Why does my wife choose me? Because she found that I was out of the norm. I love to be out of the norm, and that's what she loved me. I'm still out of the norm.
Yes.
So that's my, I think, my commitment, no, my wording to you about love. Be yourself and you will be loved. Thank you very much.
Beautiful, Paul. Thank you. The right man to speak about it. Thank you. Sean. Joyce, Joyce is the next one.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Joyce, may I choose one for you out of
Yes,
all
please.
these?
Yes, please.
Okay. Or we can say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, you choose a number between 1 and 7.
5, please.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here we go. Oh, that's nice. You might have a few or lots of friends. What habit do you apply to care for them? You might have a few or lots of friends. What habit do you apply to care for them? Over to you.
Thank you, Madam Table Topics Master. It is true that I have both few and many friends. When I think about the few that I really care about, those would be the ones that I reach out to on a regular basis, and then the many who still qualify as my friends, but are not. We don't have really tight relationships. Are the ones that I don't connect with or relate to on a regular basis. But whether it's the few who are close or the many who are not as close, one of the ways that I connect with them and can tighten the bond is by genuinely caring for them and reaching out to them and checking on how they are doing and not just waiting for them to reach out to me. And so one of the most important things I believe would be important for me to do is to be the one who takes the first step to reach out to them and to care for them. And then when we are together, whether it's a virtual conversation or it's an in-person conversation, is to listen to what they have to say. Because in listening, I get to know the space that they are in. Stephen Covey wrote the book 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, and one of the habits is about seeking to understand and not and then later to be understood. And therefore in listening, then I really will be connecting with them. So those are 2 things that I feel strongly would be very, very important in helping me to connect with friends, whether they are already close or the many who are not as close. And a final one that I think about is to also allow them to express their appreciation for me, because a relationship is a give and take, and therefore even as I care for them, then I also allow them to love me back. Back to you, Madam Table Topics Master.
Yeah. Beautiful, beautiful. And one thing which comes to me, it springs into my mind, is nothing is more annoying. If you phone a friend after a long time and you connect and says, long time I didn't hear from you, instead of saying, wow, here are you, welcome. So you have got the right principles. Thank you for sharing them with us, Joyce. And now we have got Sean. Okay, very exciting. I have 2, 4, 6. Give me a number.
2.
2. And you are now the last one. So the line, if there should have been queuing up, you can dissolve now. The chains of habit are too weak to be felt until they are too strong to be broken. I read again. The chains of habit are too weak to be felt until they are too strong to be broken. Have you got it, Sean?
I do.
Oh,
I've got it.
good. Thank you.
So for me, that sentence was all about how do we build habits and our approach to building habits and our mindset to it. And it really talks to, you need to put in the effort, and it feels like effort in the beginning. So as you slowly go onto the journey that you want to do, so normally the easy one is going to the gym. In those early days, that 5 o'clock morning wake up feels challenging and it's weak. And you get this momentum and you get this stamina, and eventually you fall into an easier pattern, and it becomes lighter, and it's almost something you yearn to do. So for those who do go to the gym and they don't go that day, they yearn for it, and they missed not going on that day. So eventually it gets strong, and also it overflows into other spaces of your life. So once you've had a good habit that you've achieved in one place, it's easier to then transfer that same mentality or that same way of operating, and then to all of a sudden take on more things. So it gets easier as you push forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Sean. I have met Sean a week ago in an art course, and one can really look at a beautifully built man and see that he goes every day to the gym. But another thing, Sean, is speaking comes so easy to you. And I'm so happy that you joined us tonight, because that what you said, you once upon a time spoke to so many people, and you're not doing it anymore, and you're worried you have lost something. You haven't. You are speaking so well, and your expression, your face, and the little of your body one can see, it's all in sync. So thank you for taking part.
Beautiful.
Nick, we are done with our time, and now I would like to hand over to our Mr. Master Toastmaster. And we have to have the vote. Are you doing the vote?
I was trying to vote, but I guess my vote will not be counted. No, it's fine. Oh, I love table topics so much. It is such an opportunity for growth. It's such an opportunity to establish a habit of stepping out, stepping into the unknown, stepping into difficult options, difficult things to do. And I just think for everyone who stepped up and did it, congratulations. For everyone who did not do it this time, I want to challenge you to prepare yourself for this, for the next time that you're in an opportunity to step up and have a conversation with someone. Really quick, before we go to the Timekeeper, when I was traveling here, I started up a conversation with someone in the airport before we flew over, and it turned into this beautiful relationship. And she invited me to hang out with her family, and she's become my South African mom. So it's the chance, the ability to have a conversation with someone that you're uncomfortable with is very, very important, and you're always going to get so much more from choosing the difficult conversation. And all that I don't know if I was supposed to say or not, but I'm new, so. Claire, would you mind doing the Timekeeper's report for our speakers?
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster. Our first table topics speaker was Neil with 1 minute 46 seconds. Joseph was 2 minutes and 7 seconds. Paul was dead on 2 minutes. Joyce was 2 minutes 21, and Sean 1 minute 22. Well done, guys, ladies and guys.
Great job, everyone. Now, if we could hear our grammarian's report from Libby. Libby, are you there? Sorry.
It is my pleasure to deliver the grammarian report. The list of those who used the word of the day: tour de force. Daniel, you used it once. Shireen used it twice. Neil, Gabrielle, and Paul all used it once. Apologies, Daniel, you used it twice. The improper grammatical uses. Janet used twice. Neil used are, and Sean used twice and once. Daniel used and are. Some of the wonderful.
So go ahead, sorry, continue.
You're welcome to interrupt me.
No, go ahead.
I'm learning here. I'm standing in for someone tonight. So excuse me. Some of the things that I like tonight that I would like to ask if you can remember who said these amazing things. Who said prayer is when you speak to God, meditation is when God speaks to you? So we can't hear you. You'll have to shout it. You're far from the mic. Gabriella. Who said be exceptional, don't be average?
Paul.
Yes.
Shout. Paul. Paul.
He doesn't remember.
Paul. I love this. Be the one to take the first step. Who said that?
Paul as well.
Wasn't it Joyce?
It was Joyce. Well done, Claire.
Oh, okay. That's right.
Who said synchronicity is so important?
What did even
I enjoyed this quote about developing habits. The one engaging habit that we learned as children was to say a morning prayer.
Joseph.
Oh, Joseph.
Oh,
thank you. Greatness is not made of one thing.
Janet. Okay, shout. Janet comes from the room. Janet.
No.
Or you.
Daniel.
The man with the wonderful ponytail. Daniel. I am work in progress.
You have been wonderful. Thank you so much.
Janet. Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Table Toastmaster.
Perfect. Wonderful. You did a great job, Libby. So there is an ah, counter because that is so much work to do. So there is a specific ah, and or if you say a word twice. So there's someone for that role. So anyone in the grammarian role in the future, you don't have to worry about that. Libby, I don't know how you got all of those wonderful quotes and counted ers, and ahs. So great job. And so now I want to welcome Paul, our counter.
Well, tonight I believe that we can all progress. Now our president, she got the top. 6 10 ands, 1 so, 3 buts, and 2 dads. Daniel, well done. You got 1 and 2 so's. Then Claire, Francel, nothing to mourn about. Shireen, also very good. No ums, no ahs. Janet, excellent. Just 1 and 1 but. Libby, 1 Sean, nothing. Ed, 1 at. Then Suzette, nothing. Then I got Joyce, 2 so, and then 1 repeat. Thereafter, we go to Melanie, nothing to say. Juliet, I got 5 ums and 1 and. Joseph, 2 ums and 1 and. Neil, also very good, 1 a, 1 and 1 so. Joseph, I got 2 a and 2 so. And then for myself, I didn't evaluate myself, but somebody in the room evaluated myself, only 1 repeat. Now, just what I want to tell you, what I told you in the beginning, this is a fabulous role, because you have to listen very carefully in what the people say. And by evaluating those people, you will try not to do the same mistake. So please go for that role next time. You will grow with it. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Paul. Thank you. Thank you so much, Paul. It is definitely a great role. Somehow, I myself have improved massively in that area, and I have not done the role yet, so I probably should jump in and do it, because then I would be perfect and never say, oh, all right. It really has been great to spend this time gathered together, speaking about habits, pushing ourselves, growing. It's been so wonderful to see all of the new people, all of the new faces, to hear people from all around the world. Now, you guys should give it a shot. You Americans should come down here, do the in-person meetings. It really is great. But yes, I just wanted to take a moment for everyone to just reflect on what we've talked about tonight. Habits are so important. And whether you want it or not, whether you like it or not, we are all going to go home and repeat and use habits. And the reason that the habits are so powerful is because often we don't think about them. We can become caught in these negative downward spirals of negative habits that compile on each other, and you end up in a situation where suddenly your life is bad and you don't know why. But by learning about habits, by speaking about habits, by bringing them out and understanding, like the speeches and the conversations we've had today, you have an opportunity to reach into your subconscious mind, to understand, hey, this is why this is actually going on. This is why I'm struggling with these things. And when you begin to do that, when you begin to speak life, to reprogram your subconscious mind, to be disciplined, to build the habits that make you into a new and better person, you get to look back on your life and you can see this radical change. Nothing will happen the first day. Nothing will happen the first week or the first month. But suddenly you'll be standing up. And for some of you who heard my speech a few weeks ago, you know that I struggled so much to even have a one-on-one conversation just several years ago. But by doing things like Toastmasters, by putting myself in difficult situations, I have this wonderful experience of being able to kind of coordinate the club tonight. And I hope I did a good job. But either way, I enjoyed it. And I had fun standing in front of people and speaking. And so I just want to challenge you guys to think about your habits, to find that, hey, I'm maybe not very good at this, but I would like to be. And I won't be good at it in a month or 6 months, but maybe, just maybe, if I choose the right habits, I can be great at that in just a couple of years. And our lives are not short. Our lives are, they can be short. But the idea that, yes, it's gone quickly and it's important, but you have a long time to get better at these things. We can have patience. It's okay to take time and to wait for that great. So yes, all that to say, invest in your habits. It is so important. And I'm going to invite Madam President back up.
We have born a darling new Toastmaster. And I like very much as well, Daniel, that you connected your final speech with Janet's speech. You have interwoven it, and it's very clever, very comforting as well for any speaker to see how much, besides a wonderful evaluator, how much one has been listened to. And dear Janice, I wanted to say, to see you, we had partly only the small picture there because we saw your screen. But it is a joy to see you. You are so lively. You are beautiful to look at. You got a beautiful voice. You are really on a very good path of being an exceptional Toastmaster or speaker in this case. So I wanted I wanted to thank as well all our role players. They have done great jobs. I just wanted to go, but one can't be perfect. Paul made it clear I am not, and I'm very proud of it because I'm German and we always strive to be perfect, and now I let it go. So this is my first lesson, but I will try. But everybody who was involved, I would thank very much. It came with lots of fine tuning and cleverness. And Libby, I want to compliment as well because you did such a beautiful job. And on top of it, you have just recovered from a major car accident. Thank you for being with us tonight and being such a perfect commentator as grammarian. Thank you for that.
Thank you, Gabriela.
Yeah. Next one would be to talk about club business. We have on the 30th of April, the next level of the international speech competition and international evaluation competition. And two of our club members, Alex Carbon and our wonderful Cherine, are part on that day. It starts in the morning at 8:30, it goes until I think around 1 o'clock, but we will hear more and we let you know. And please come and support our two speakers. We are so proud that we have two wonderful and talented people in our club. So Shireen, we're really looking forward to that. Talking about clubs, tomorrow evening, Two Oceans has got their monthly meeting. I will put their Zoom link onto our Toasted WhatsApp group. I can only, my arm and ear is getting worse now. I can only put it to your heart to visit another club, as you have seen today. And this club, the other one, is only 30 kilometers away, not around the globe. This Two Oceans club is a very good one. It's where Verity came from, and it's always a pleasure to be a guest and see them and be part of it. So that will, the Zoom meeting will go onto our WhatsApp group. Something else I would like to mention, as we have today had an induction of 4 beautiful new members, I would like to speak to you directly, because mentorship, I think we might have mentioned that, is a possibility. Mentorship is, as you have seen with Janice now as well, you have mentored her, Shireen? Oh yeah, she had, or Claire had mentored her as well. It's a lovely little tool to go up to level 2. You only need it for the first 3 speeches. It is helping to have a so-called buddy system where you can bring forward your worries about a speech. You can get some advice how to shape it. And as well, for example, what Janet did today so well already, how to move in front of the camera. It connects all of us together as well. And that is something I emphasize since I've taken the presidency so much. I would like our club to be close, for everybody to know everybody and to help everybody. So this mentorship is a level of experience, but it's a level of heart as well. You can choose anybody from the club and let either the exco know who you would like to work with, or you go directly to that person, send a little WhatsApp or in the chat box and say, would you be my mentor? But we are all there to help each other, and you definitely will benefit from it. And another thing we always started a while ago is, for your journey at Toastmasters, set yourself a goal. Give just a word you would like to achieve. Our beautiful Nick chose the word being in service, and he really is. I don't know all the words, but I just know my own, and that is courage. It took a lot of courage to step up, even with the and ahs. So please think of a word, think of something which manifests what you want to achieve at Toastmaster, and then we will put you on the branch. We have a beautiful tree. Next time Vanya will be here. We have a beautiful, she has designed a beautiful tree, and every branch is one of our goals we have set, and it looks beautiful, and so will you be, or you are. Then we would like to have guest feedback. perhaps Nick just chooses somebody because he's our talented Zoom master, and he will just show me somebody I can interview. I see Sean. I mean, that is, here is Joyce. Okay. Joyce, did you enjoy the evening with us? And you gave such a beautiful table topic. I had the feeling you had a good time, but can you support that?
Absolutely. I have had such an enjoyable time, and I loved the way that the meeting is lively and everyone is so enthusiastic, and I know I will be back. I have actually requested for a speaking slot to come and deliver my international speech, and I am thrilled that I'm going to be sharing it in the midst of all of you. Thank you so much for making my evening so wonderful.
Thank you, Joyce. So kind of you. Joyce, as you are an experienced Toastmaster already, have you got any suggestion for us where we could change something or better ourselves or something, because you are there for many times and we love to learn as well. Only through that can we get better, through the habit of learning.
I think one of the things that I would pick out, and this comes from a request which was in the chat, that maybe if we could see the other Toastmasters and guests who are in the room, and what I would suggest is, it may work, it may not work, but when a suggestion like that comes, to try it out, because you don't know how well it will work or not work unless you try it. And the fact that the request came from someone who's joining virtually, it means that that might reflect a need, that it may help those who are online feel more connected with whoever is in the room. So that's the one thing that I can think about right now.
Thank you. Thank you very much. That is excellent, and we got it from Claire, and we will attend to that next time. Thank you so much. Sean, did you get the right food tonight?
I didn't know what to expect, and you guys have definitely blown my expectations. So I love the supporting nature, how you guys encourage each other, and just how professional everything is. So this was really world-class, and I actually loved everyone from being there globally. And this is the best hybrid meeting I've ever attended. And I'm about to step into another one now.
Okay.
This is phenomenal. So I'm blown away. So thank you very much, everybody.
Lovely. Thank you, Sean. So nice to see you, and have a good evening, and goodbye in that sense then. Yeah. Big hug to you. And Nick, would you like to? Good. So we wrap it up now with the next exciting moment, and that is the best tabletop, the winner for the tabletop winner. And show it again. Joyce. Yeah. Hello. Yeah, Joyce.
I was complimenting about the hybrid meeting, and then the Zoom master dropped the ball.
Joyce, are you there? Did you hear it? Yeah.
Yes, I did. Thank you very much.
Oh, nice. Okay, wonderful. The next meeting, our next meeting will be on the 19th of April, just 2 days after you have looked for your little Easter eggs and the rabbit has left your garden. That will be on the 19th of April, same time, and online, and all the wonderful speakers. It is called The Power of Curiosity. We are always looking for role players. Please be so kind and make it an easy job for Nick to fill out the form which is going around soon, and give yourself the chance to be an and R counter or grammarian, timekeeper, anything which is difficult and stretches you, or be the president. I give this role for next time as well. Then I would like as well for Imi to wish him a blessed Ramadan Mubarak. He is suffering a little bit in the moment, not at this moment, because he's allowed to eat now, but otherwise it will be a long stretch of 4 weeks. So a blessed Ramadan to you, Imi. I would like to close with a word from Leo Tolstoy. I found it the other day in one of the places which always has a wonderful quote of the day, and it's the Daily Maverick. Now listen. The hero of my tale, whom I love with all the power of my soul, whom I have tried to portray in all his beauty, who has been, is, and will be beautiful, is truth. I find that, I read it to you again because I find one has to listen twice. The hero of my tale, whom I love with all the power of my soul, whom I have tried to portray in all his beauty, who has been, is, and will be beautiful, is truth. With these words, dear friends, Toastmasters, guests, we say goodbye. It was a wonderful evening with all of you. Have a good week. Enjoy your Easter and whatever life gives to you. A prayer in the morning, a meditation, a good friend, a good advice. Be there with an open heart and love life fully. Good night. Thank you very much.